On today's show, we're going to cook Never Flat chocolate chip cookies.
Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
For our Never Flat chocolate chip cookies, you're going to need half a pound of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar, 3 eggs, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 cup of wheat flour, 2.5 cups of white flour, half teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Hey guys, so we're heading to the store here, and I thought I would just kind of fill you guys in on my day-to-day life, what I'm doing when I'm not filming the show. And that's, I work for actually Dick's Home Care, if you didn't notice, and you see most of our ads there during the show. I work for Randy and Tammy Dick and the Dick family. It's a family-owned medical equipment company. Started here in the 1920s as a pharmacy. And then Randy and his dad ended up opening the home care division of the pharmacy in 1983. And I work on the home care side. We sell home oxygen and CPAPs and BiPAPs. And then we do hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, all those types of equipment. So I actually started there right after college, but I've been a customer there for a long time. When I moved here from Florida, I always got my wheelchairs from Randy and his staff there. So I kind of knew a lot of the people there that worked there. And when I got out of college, it was like, hit him up and I was like, Rand, I need a job. And he was able to get me in there, get me started, and then kind of worked my way up in the company. And I've been there 13 years now. So very blessed to work for a family-owned company. Randy's a great guy. He's like a second father to me. His whole family's been super great to me whenever I was sick and going through all my health problems and things like that. Just very fortunate to have a family that, or a company that treats me like family. All right, so we're gonna start with our ingredients for our chocolate chip cookies here. So we're just gonna head down to the baking aisle. Pretty much should be able to find everything we need just in that one aisle. All right, so to do our chocolate chip cookies, of course, you gotta start with chocolate chips. So we're gonna pick up some nice semi-sweet chocolate chips, and we're gonna need about 4 cups, so we'll grab 2 bags just in case. Then we'll head right back down here to grab our flour. So we're gonna use 2 different types of flour. We're gonna use our all-purpose flour, and then we're also gonna use a wheat flour. The wheat flour is gonna make it rise a little bit higher. It's gonna be a thicker cookie. It's the, just add so much to that cookie. So we'll get some whole wheat, and then some flour. We're only gonna need a couple cups. So we're gonna need our vanilla extract, just like a half a teaspoon that we're gonna need for this. And then we're also gonna need some butter extract. We'll use that as well. And you're gonna need 2 teaspoons of that, as soon as I can find it. Butter. We got our butter extract, vanilla extract. You can make those cookies that extra little buttery flavor in them. All right, next we're gonna just need to head over and grab some eggs. So we're also gonna need baking powder and baking soda. But since I already have that at home, we're not gonna grab it here. You're only gonna need about a teaspoon of each. We're gonna need butter, so I like the real thing. And we're gonna need about half a pound, so that's gonna be 4 half sticks. So we're gonna need a dozen large white eggs. We're gonna need about 3 eggs for our recipe today. So we'll grab a dozen, we'll be good to go. So yeah, I grew up in state of Washington. I moved to Florida when I was 12 years old. My grandparents on both sides lived in Florida at the time. I moved down there after my grandmother passed away on my mom's side. And I lived down there for about 13 years and went 7th through 12th grade down there. Made some awesome friends down there. Went to a big Southern Baptist church down there, First Baptist Church of Indian Rocks. I think they shorten it now. It's just Indian Rocks Baptist, I think now, or Indian Rocks. They might even drop the Baptist. I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, it was like 5,000 members of that church. We had our school there, middle school and high school, and made some fantastic friends there, lifelong friends I still talk to today. Just close-knit. I mean, I only had about 30 kids in my senior class. But had some awesome times there growing up there. Then after I graduated from there, and my brother was a year ahead of me, of course, graduated the year before me, and he applied to Penn State, and he was able to get in. And then I applied, and I moved up here a few months after he did, about 6 months after he did. And we came up here and we started here at Penn State Altoona. And I stayed there all 4 years. My brother ended up transferring and going to Maine, but made some awesome friends at Penn State Altoona as well, and at Penn State, lifelong friends as well that I still talk to today. We still get together. I'm a big Penn State football fan, of course. We get together for tailgates, and they come into town at least once a year or so, but we usually have I go to every game, of course, but there's a lot of people that come in for different games throughout the season and stuff. So hopefully we'll have a tailgate show, and we'll be able to show some of the meals that we cook for the tailgate. But yeah, so moving up here from Florida was a heck of a transition, of course, because you have the cold weather. You have a lot of hills up here that you didn't have in Florida. So getting around was a little bit challenging at first, but just kind of figured it out as you know, you had to get to class and things like that. And so I was able to maneuver and get around, find my way around here. As you know, the streets here are just a little weird, and they're not all the same direction or squares like you would find down south. But you know, once you get used to it, I was able to find my way around. But yeah, so Penn State was an awesome experience. Went there all 4 years, and then started working right after that. So just kind of been here ever since. Got a good job here, and probably will stay here for at least till retirement.
Hi, my name is Thad Dick.
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
And our family is here for your health.
If you're considering a lift chair, call or stop in and see us at Dick's Home Care. Our chairs come in a wide variety of fabrics and finishes. We even have chairs that are able to be closer to your wall in case you have a small space.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen today. Today we're gonna make our Never Flat chocolate chip cookies. One of my favorites here that my stepmom always makes here at the house. Something that we always have on hand. Easy to make, easy to throw in. It's kind of like a one bowl, throw it in the mixer, cookie dough, and then we're just gonna throw them in the oven. We're gonna preheat our oven 365. We're gonna bake them for a few minutes, and then we'll take them out and enjoy them. So follow along here. We're gonna start with our butter. We have about half a pound of all natural butter here. We're gonna throw it in our mixer, and we're gonna whip it pretty good here. Whip it good, right? So we'll go ahead and get this going in the mixer. We're gonna let this go for a couple minutes till it gets a creamy consistency. Shouldn't take too long. We'll go ahead and slow it down here. We'll scrape the edges. Get that down in the bowl there. Crank it back up. We're gonna make sure this is good, soft and creamy, and then we're gonna add our sugars to it. All right, so that's getting good and creamy there. We'll go ahead and add our sugars. We have our white sugar here. We have 1 cup. These aren't diet cookies, by the way. And then to add that, we're gonna add our brown sugar. And that's gonna be another cup of that. And then we're just gonna mix this until it gets smooth. You can't overmix this. It's not like a cake batter. Or a cake batter you can't overmix. You can overmix a cake batter and it'll end up being a sugar cookie, but with this, I'm just gonna let it go until it's really good and smooth. We'll pause it here for a sec. Scrape this down. That brown sugar smells amazing. Get it mixed up. You just don't want any clumps of sugar in there because you don't want that sugar to burn when you bake it. So that's getting good and smooth. And we're gonna add our vanilla. So we have 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract here, and then we have 1.5 teaspoons of butter extract. And that butter extract just gives it a nice creamy flavor. And that smells amazing as well. The combination of the two. And then we're gonna add our salt and our flours and our powders. So I have a teaspoon each of baking soda and baking powder. And then we're gonna add our flours. We have 2.5 cups of white flour. I'm gonna turn this off. We'll open this up here. We don't want to make a huge mess here. And then we'll add our wheat flour, and that's just 1 cup. And that's gonna help add that rise to our cookies. We're gonna mix that up. We're gonna add our eggs and just a teaspoon of salt. This is just 2 eggs. And just a teaspoon of salt. And then our chocolate chips. Can't have chocolate chip cookies without chocolate chips, right? those mixed in there. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape that bowl down again. Get it all incorporated again. That cookie batter looks awesome. Everybody loves cookie dough. Now we're gonna preheat our oven to 365, and then we're gonna scoop these out on a baking sheet. And then we're just gonna bake them a few minutes, probably about 4 to 6 minutes till they're golden brown. And then we're gonna take them out, leave them on the cookie sheet, let them cook another couple minutes on the cookie sheet, and then we'll move them to a cooling rack. So we got our batter done here. We're gonna go ahead and scoop them out, put them on a baking sheet. All right, so we have our baking sheet here. We're just gonna take a teaspoon here and take some cookie dough and just do like a rounded teaspoon. You don't want them too big. They're gonna drop down a little bit, and we'll do quite a few here, leaving a little bit of room for them to flatten out a little bit. But like I said, they're gonna stay pretty puffy. And the thicker the better, I think, with these. They're delicious. Cool. I know around Christmas time, my mom would always go and make a ton of cookies. But like I said, these are kind of a staple in our house. We always have them on hand, and we always have a couple each night, just as a little dessert after dinner or something like that. So those are good to go. Throw them in the oven, and while they're baking in the oven, we'll head over to the studio for a quick little message.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers, and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
If you're looking for a stair lift, I would definitely recommend Bruno stair lifts. The reason people get Bruno stair lifts from Dick's Home Care is it keeps them in the home that they love. We also have a rental program on the stair lifts. My customers coming back to me saying, I'm so glad I bought this.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hey guys, welcome to the studio here today, and I just want to talk to you guys about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that's sports. Growing up, I've always been a sports fan, always watching my brothers play sports, been involved in my brothers' practices and going to different games. My brothers played Little League, track and field and wrestling and all that, but I was always a fan, and that was something that I was never had the opportunity to play or be part of a team. And that's something that really weighed on me growing up and being as a young kid, is never being able to participate on a team. And as I would go to these games and I'd cheer for my brothers and things like that, some people took notice and involved me on the team and made me like a captain, or helped me, got me like a jacket or a hat or something like that, so I could feel, part of the team a little bit, things like that. But I never had the opportunity to actually be on a team before. So when I was about 10 years old, my parents signed me up for a little league. It was called the Challenger League, and it was made specifically for handicapped kids and disabled kids, that they could play on their own team, and they would play on like a regular baseball field, and they would play with other kids that were disabled and things like that. And I went out and I played one year, and it was all right. It was fun, but the field with the terrain was hard to get around in the wheelchair. Of course, you had dirt and clay and mud and things like that. We probably only played 2 games of the entire season because we ended up getting rained out so often. But as I got older, I was looking for more opportunities to play and get involved in things. And when I got to middle school, we had a new basketball coach that came to our school, and I'd always played like wheelchair basketball, pickup games, and Awana and youth group and things like that. And we got a new coach, and the coach came up to me and he goes, I would love for you to come and try out for our basketball team here at the school. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. It's a great opportunity. I'm actually going to play like on an actual middle school team. And I went to the tryouts, and I was wheeling around the court and dribbling and doing some of the drills and things like that. And the next day I get called down to my AD's office, and I go down to his office, and I'm having a meeting with him, and he's there, and the superintendent's there, and the principal's there, and I'm like, oh, this can't be good. All these guys want to talk to me, and they sit me down, and they're saying, well, Dan, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to let you play. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, Florida, I lived at the time, they had this statute in their the rules and regulations that you couldn't have any adaptive equipment on the court. And so because of my wheelchair, I wasn't going to be able to play. And I remember sitting in that office, and I was just devastated. I was in tears, saying that, I couldn't believe that I finally had this opportunity to be part of a team, and here they're telling me that I couldn't do it. And I was just in tears and bawling, and I'm like, okay, guys, and just, crying my heart out to them. And really, there wasn't much they could do because it was a state law then, and I wasn't really an advocate then or anything like that, and I wasn't really outspoken like I kind of am a little bit now. And but I went back to class, and I was crying, and I was really upset about not being able to play anymore. And they came back to me and said, oh, well, if you want to be a manager on the team, and you can keep score and keep stats and things like that. And I'm like, all right, and I did, and I was part of the team in that way. But I never got that jersey. I always just wanted to be part of the team, and that really weighed on me for a long time about how I wanted to be part of this team, and that I wasn't able to be part of the team. I never got the jersey. I never got to sit on the bench and be like, hey guys, we're up by 50 points. Let me go out there and dribble the ball around a little bit or something like that. But never had that opportunity. And finally, I got through college and everything, and then I moved to Pennsylvania, and my dad ended up hearing on the radio about a new little league here in Blair County that they're starting for disabled kids again. And I was like, oh, well, I've been part of that before. And I went to the first meeting, and I met a gentleman there who was the president of the league, and he's like, oh, you'd be a great advocate and a great person to relate to about what's going on, what we want to do here. And what they wanted to do was build a baseball field here in our county for kids with disabilities, a baseball field. And I was like, all right, well, I'm totally behind this, because obviously I've been through all these things that I wasn't able to play. And this field was specifically built for them. It was flat. It had no dirt on it. It was all rubber, so no kids would get hurt on it. Their wheelchairs and walkers and everything could wheel on it really well. And I was like, I got to get behind this. I got to help them out. So I ended up sitting on the board with these gentlemen, and we started the Miracle League of Blair County. And we ended up raising money, and we had a lot of donors from the community that gave, and we ended up building this baseball field for these disabled kids. And I've been a part of this for, I think it's over like 15 years now or something like that. I think it's been, we've been around, and we built the field, we resurfaced it already, we built dugouts and concessions and everything like that. And these kids, when they get out there and they get to be part of their own team, and they see that this field is specifically built for them, I mean, it really adds an excitement and joy in their lives. And they get to be part of that team. They get their own jersey, they get a number, and then they get to be part of that team. And I tell you what, it is the most uplifting thing to be part of when you come out there on a Saturday in the spring and the summer and you see these kids play. And so I really just want to challenge you guys. I know that there's a lot of people that watch this show that are coaches and athletes and people that have opportunities and they're involved in sports. But my challenge to you guys today is that if you're a coach and you have a team and you see a kid like me and they're on the sidelines and they're watching, I'd encourage you somehow get this kid involved in your team. There's nothing worse than sitting there watching it, not being part of the team. and you always just sitting on the sidelines being a fan. But if there's some opportunity that where you can get somebody involved in the actual team, get them a jersey, get them involved in your practices, they'll be there, trust me, because they just want that opportunity to be like everybody else. And if you're an athlete and you're part of a team and you're playing high school or college or professional, whatever it may be, I don't know who all watches this show, but hey, if you're an athlete and you see somebody on the sideline, and invite them to come to your practices, invite them to be part of your team, find a position for them to be part of that team as well. I just think that we can do a lot more to include everybody. I think everybody should be able to be added in sports, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart, and I hopefully will be an advocate for this and be part of my platform as things continue to grow. But I just think that it's something that if everybody just looked around and saw somebody, I know everybody knows somebody that is in my situation or looks like me, but I just hope that you guys hear my story and that you'll say, you know what, I know somebody like that, and I really want to include them in my organization, in my team, and it just means so much to them. So that's my encouragement for you guys today, and now we're going to head over and enjoy those chocolate chip cookies.
Dick's Home Care can help you stay mobile. Dick's offers a full line of scooters to help with mobility both inside and outside your home. Take your scooter with you wherever you go with a scooter lift from Dick's. They are available for most vehicles. If standing or sitting is becoming difficult, a lift chair from Dick's will make life easier. There are many styles and sizes to choose from. And Dick's honors warranties and service on what we sell. Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
Purify O3 is the simple, effective way to clean your CPAP or BiPAP. It provides hospital-grade sanitation, killing 99.99% of bacteria and germs with the touch of a button. Everything you need comes in one affordable kit for just $1.90. It's available exclusively at Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in home medical equipment.
All right, so we got our cookies. We're gonna pull them out of the oven. They're kind of a light brown here, and then we're gonna let them sit on the baking sheet for another 4 minutes or so, and then we'll transfer them over to a cooling rack. Hey, welcome back, guys. We're here. We got our chocolate chip cookies. I'm sitting down with the crew. We're gonna bite into them and see how they turned out. Here we go.
All right. Wow.
That was a great cookie.
Moist.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Light and fluffy.
Nice chocolate. Good thick cookie. This would be great with some vanilla ice cream.
Yep. Goes well with milk.
Yep.
Thanks,
All right.
buddy.
Yep, no problem.
Great cookies.
Hey, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. If you have questions or comments about the show or topics you would like me to speak about, please reach out to me, Dano at danoburkhart.com. And also check out the website, danoburkhart.com, for all the previous episodes.